How I get in shape if my schedule was completely full. Why is it that some women are in phenomenal shape and their schedules are so full, and yet others are struggling with their health and physique goals, even though they're spending so much time working out and eating healthy? If we haven't met, hi, my name is Perry. I'm a weight loss and body transformation coach and trainer who's helped hundreds of women lose weight and shed fat naturally with packed schedules. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what I would do first if I had a busy, hectic season of life, but I still wanted to get in better shape. Let's dive in. The most common thing I hear, especially from busy women, is it even worth it to embark on a weight loss or a body transformation journey if your life feels busy and hectic? And look, I get it. We're all busy. Maybe you're running a business. Maybe you have a corporate career that's really demanding. Maybe you're a parent, you're raising toddlers, or maybe you manage a bunch of properties. Maybe you're doing all of these things at once, multiple kids, multiple jobs, and you're wondering, how on earth am I going to focus on my health and my physique goals? It might feel like every time you're getting started, you just get knocked back down again. And once again, feeling like your lighter, leaner, healthier, hotter, stronger self just gets pushed to the back burner one more time. You might even think, okay, maybe I'll just wait until life slows down. But girl, can I be honest with you? Because that season is never going to come. You are always going to be busy. And every single month that you wait or that you keep pushing your goals on the back burner is another month wasted. And honestly, this is only making it harder for yourself. And I know this because not only have I helped hundreds of women get in the best shape of their lives during the busiest seasons of their lives as well, but I've personally lost 40 pounds naturally during the hardest, most busiest, and full season of my life as well. So I know if I can do it and hundreds of my clients can do it, you can too. And that's exactly what we're going to review in this video. Here's exactly how I would approach my weight loss, fat loss, and physique goals if I was busy and my life felt hectic. So if you have limited time and this sounds like you, let's get into it. The real time suck. A lot of busy women think that they simply just don't have time to work out or cook or meal prep or do any of the things that you know you need to do to get into better shape. So they spend their limited time looking up healthy recipes, trying to figure out what workout to do, and figuring out what diet is going to make the biggest impact. They're watching YouTube videos, they're Googling things, they're having full blown conversations with their AI robots, and they're following like 5 different coaches on Instagram that all say something different. What usually ends up happening is they'll find a little plan that they think is going to work, they'll do it for a few weeks, they might see results, they get excited, but then of course life throws something at them. They get sick, they have a vacation, work gets busy, and then all of a sudden they get thrown off the wagon and they're back to square one again. You can imagine how vicious this cycle can get over time. And the only reason this happens is because they lack direction and a strategy. Like, girl, doing the research is the time suck. And when you're busy, the last thing you need to be doing is try to noodle on things on your own, trying to figure out what to eat and how to move so that you can lose weight and shed fat for good. That's just not a good use of your time. And honestly, trial and error and doing things on your own and noodling on things by yourself is not the vibe when you're a high achieving woman that is driven and has a lot on her plate. That is a waste of your time, money, resources, and energy. Not to mention, it's probably just going to leave you frustrated and more wasted time pass. Every week that you spend trying to figure out what to do and how to do it is another week that you could have been making progress. And like actual progress you can see and feel. So the real time suck on your timeline is strategy, not lack of hours in the day. And grinding harder on the wrong strategy literally gets you to the wrong place faster. There's an analogy that I use with my clients all the time before they sign on to work with me, and it goes like this. If you compare your weight loss, fat loss, and physique goals to like driving in a car going to a certain destination, it's like you driving for hours without a map. And you're like, I don't know why I'm not there yet. I don't know why I'm not at the destination. I've been driving for hours. But just because you're in the car driving doesn't mean you're going in the right direction, nor does it mean you're ever going to reach your destination. You need a map. And that's comparable to having a strategy for true body transformation. So if you feel like you're in a busier or a hectic season of life, here's exactly what I would do first. If I were you, the very first thing I would do is hire a body transformation coach like me. Not eventually down the road, not when you're at rock bottom, and not when you've tried everything else first. Because again, remember, that's just a waste of your time. I would do that first. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear because you probably want to keep trying things on your own, giving it more time, trying harder. But give me 2 minutes and I'll tell you why this is the most important thing you can do for your body transformation goals. When you're stretched thin, every single minute of your day matters. And every hour that you spend doing the wrong workout or eating the wrong amount of calories or tracking to the wrong protein goals is a waste of your time. And the wrong approach costs you way more than it costs the person who specializes in this. That would be me. The awesome thing about coaching is it collapses the timeline for you. So not only do you get better results than what you could do on your own, because let's face it, you're not an expert at body transformation or at physique coaching. I am. But also, you get to hit your goals faster because you're not wasting time doing the wrong thing, especially when you compound that over the length of 6 to 12 months. A coach does all the planning, all the strategy work, all the thinking, and all you have to do is execute. Like that's it. Not to mention, you can throw decision fatigue out the window and you don't have to worry about if what you're doing is working. You just know. Think about hiring a contractor to renovate your house instead of doing it yourself. Sure, the tutorials are free. Like we all know you can watch whatever you want on YouTube and learn how to do something. But the mistakes you would make, the do overs, the wasted weekends, that's all costing you something. And the bigger portion of that is time. And if you're a busy woman, you don't have that. So while the DIY method may sound good in theory because it's free, it's actually costing you way more than you realize. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a coach. I'm just saying what all of my clients tell me after they start working with me inside of my custom program, Body Transformation Blueprint. Because they all come to me a few months in saying, damn, Perry, I wish I would have worked with you sooner. The women who make the most progress with me inside of Body Transformation Blueprint are not the ones with the most time on their hands or the least busy schedule or the ones that don't have kids or don't have a job. It's actually quite the opposite. The women who do their best are the busiest they've ever been. They have a hectic, packed schedule, multiple kids, some working multiple jobs, and they're still showing up and seeing progress. And this is all because they've stopped spending their limited time on doing things that don't work. And instead, they're following the strategy that I provide and doing things that are. One doesn't lead to results and one does. And this is all because they have a specific custom strategy and a production timeline for their body that they follow to a T. Takes the guesswork out, takes the frustration out, and all they have to do is execute to get the results they want. What that program actually looks like. If your schedule is full, you don't have time for a complicated plan. In fact, you probably need the least amount of work that's going to produce the most amount of change. And honestly, most weight loss and fat loss programs and challenges just aren't built that way. Here's what I would look for: 3 to 4 strength training sessions per week. That's it. Not 5, not 6, not 2 hour sessions, 3 to 4 heavy strength training sessions with intention, with strategy, and showing up to work during that allotted time. I would also look for a program with compound movements. Think bench press, hip hinges, hip thrusts, rows, exercises that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck in a limited amount of time. You don't need fancy fitness classes or complicated exercises. Your body also needs consistency and intensity. So the fitness classes that change it up every week or those light dumbbells just are not going to cut it. Swap the Pilates and bar classes with heavy strength training, whether at the gym or at home. When it comes to nutrition, you need a custom calorie and macro target, not some dumb meal plan you found on Instagram or something that AI gave you looking for a grocery list. You also need a real protein goal that you can hit with 3 to 4 meals per day. We're not talking about skipping meals or surviving on your kids' leftovers. You need a plan that requires you to fuel your body. And that's what I'm here for. You need a custom plan with a coach who comes in and makes adjustments based on how your body is responding. That way, you keep progressing every single week. And lastly, you need support and accountability, especially if your life is busy. Because how are you going to keep showing up and making progress if you keep falling off the wagon? A coach helps you stay in that wagon. And if you get knocked off a little bit, we're going to bring you back on. At the end of the day, your life is already busy and it's only going to get even busier. So you need a coach in your corner that's going to help you stay on track. That would be me. The best type of programs for busy women are not complicated. They're simple, they're tracked, and they're flexible. And unfortunately, most programs out there are too rigid, they're too strict, and they don't consider you, your lifestyle, and how your freaking week went. If this is landing for you, hit subscribe. I post weekly videos all about how to lose weight and shed fat naturally, build lean muscle mass, boost your metabolism, and become a more energetic, confident version of yourself. Now let's keep going. The honest answer. All right, so if I were in your position, packed schedule, busy woman, career oriented, maybe you're a stay at home mom, multiple kids, you got a lot going on. Here's exactly what I would do. I would stop treating my health and physique goals as something that I would do when life slows down. Because let's be real for a second, it's never going to slow down. Instead, I treat it as a non negotiable that I fit into the life that I already have. And I would use a coach to help me do that. We're talking 3 to 4 heavy strength training sessions a week that are no more than an hour long. That's it. We're talking eating enough protein at every meal and having a calorie and a macro and a fiber target that you can hit every day. We're talking about having support and accountability so you actually follow through to see the results that you want. Now, I know all of this sounds simple in theory, and it is, but the most important number one thing, if you take anything away from this video that you need to have, is someone in your corner who already knows what to do, who's guided hundreds of other women to do it, and has done it herself as well. And if we're talking about losing weight and shedding fat naturally, building lean muscle, boosting your metabolism, increasing your energy and your confidence, knowing exactly how to eat and move for your goals, that would be me. When you have a coach like me who's been there, done that, not only with myself, but with hundreds of clients, you're no longer wasting your time trying to figure out how to eat and how to move. You're just following the strategy and the protocols that I give you. And when you do that, what do you think happens? You get the results that you want. You're done wasting time trying to figure it out on your own and hold yourself accountable. You don't need more time. You don't need to try harder. You don't need to commit even more. You need a strategy and you need someone in your corner to hold you accountable and support you in your already busy life. Look, I know you know this, but busy seasons do not end. They just change. And any gap that you had gets filled up with something else. I say this with love, but I have coached hundreds of women who originally put their health and physique goals on hold, waiting for life to calm down. And after they started working with me, they regretted it immediately and they wish that they had started sooner. One of my clients, Samantha, came to me with a goal of losing 30 pounds after having 2 freak accident strokes at the age of 34. She was a busy working mom of 2, so as you can imagine, her plate was already full. But she knew that her health and physique goals were a priority. Not only did she want to feel like a lighter, leaner, healthier, hotter, stronger version of herself, but she also wanted to set a better example of healthy living for her kids. She was strapped for time, so she knew that trying to figure things out on her own or giving it more time on her own just wasn't the best path forward. So we enrolled her into Body Transformation Blueprints and we got to work. Not only was she able to lose 52 pounds naturally with me, which totally blew past her 30-pound weight loss goal, but she also became that lighter, leaner, healthier, hotter, stronger, more energized, and confident version for herself. She also was able to set that better example of healthy living for her kids. And she did all of this amongst the busiest, most chaotic season of her life as a working mom of 2 kids. When you feel like you're in the most busiest season or the most hectic season of your life, that's not a time to punt this until later when things slow down, because we know that's just not going to happen. That's actually the best time to lean into a body transformation coach like me to help you with your health and physique goals. After losing 40 pounds naturally myself and now entering a bodybuilding competition at the oldest I've ever been, and after helping hundreds of clients lose weight, shed fat, and tone during our most busiest, hectic seasons of life, I can sit here and tell you that I would not wait until life slows down because it's just not going to. If you're a busy, high achieving woman who has weight loss and fat loss goals, you want to build lean muscle mass, you want to boost your metabolism, you want to feel lighter and leaner and healthier and hotter and stronger, all without GLP-1s or cutting carbs or doing psychotic fitness challenges, and maybe amongst your busiest season of life, click the link below to book a free consultation with me. We'll chat about your goals, we'll talk about where you're struggling, and we'll come up with a plan to help you reach them. My most successful clients inside a body transformation blueprint oftentimes lose 15 plus pounds in 90 days naturally and or tone, tighten, and strengthen, all because we implement a custom strategy built specifically for them and their goals. And we can probably do the same for you too, but we have to chat. So check out the link below to book a free consultation. And if you're interested in learning about how we actually do this, I have a great video all about body transformation and what we do over here to help my ladies pop their bodies off at the oldest they've ever been. It's called If I Wanted to Lose 15 Plus Pounds by the End of the Year, Copy This. Click it to watch it next.